The other fields are weak too, so we can just continue as we are. The kids' parents suck. But some people who work foster care and adoption agencies do have the right mentality. They're looking out for the kids. It's not just a job, but there seems to be a lot of them where it's a job, and if I can force these kids off onto someone, I will do. And is that still running? Still running. Okay. And so you end up with just problems. You don't want to know what, the foster parents don't know why the kids are there, they don't know what issues they have. It's sort of, well, maybe they should be in counselling, and maybe, but it's no big deal. It's sort of, the 6-year-old should have been in counselling before she even turned up on our doorstep, in my opinion. Yeah, exactly, and they didn't. And we tell them what's going on. Oh, it's the first we've heard. Is it the first you've heard, or the first you've listened? And did you actually listen and hear what we told you, or are you just, you don't want to look after these kids, we'll just move them to somewhere else and let them deal with the problems, without telling them what the problems are? Yes. I'll leave this on the pathway. Well, I'll leave this off the side of the pathway, shall I? So I'm sure the baler will be coming through here soon. In fact, that sounds like the baler coming through here soon. What? Yeah. Press the 9 button. Yes. 9 makes the map go away, go bigger, go huge, go your way. I'm probably going to go round the first time. And then when I get back to the top, I'll go up and down, because it's a little bit easier on both of us. Just that there are trees really close to the edge of these fields, and rocks, which doesn't make turning around too easy. And rocks. Well, yeah, and aren't there loan forgiveness programs if you work in those sorts of jobs? So it's a good way to get some degree that's completely inappropriate, but you can get the loan forgiven by having certain types of jobs. We haven't necessarily given up on the idea of adopting. Oh, thanks very much. I actually got my first check from Twitch a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. They pay you monthly, or if you don't make $100, they'll send you $100 when you earn. Huh? I'm not? Yes, I am. Where are you? Huh. There's stuff behind me. I don't know, maybe it hasn't refreshed yet. Okay. So that was kind of a nice surprise last month to find an extra $100 in the bank account. Not that I'm really worried about making a huge income off Twitch at this point, because I have a really good paying job. But eventually there will be retiring, and there will be nothing better to do, and there could be streaming all day. But yeah, as I was saying, yeah, we haven't given up entirely on adopting. Oh. All the way here, I'll stop there, and then refill up. Oh, how do I maneuver this to get... Yeah, I need the wagon, but I need to figure out where I'm putting the harvester, so... Yeah. Yeah, I need the wagon. I should turn the thresher off. So yeah, we'll be investigating more adoption options, but fewer fostering options. The advantage is because we're licensed for both. If we do find a child we would like to adopt, then because we're also licensed foster parents, we can have the child stay with us, you know, for longer periods. The problem we have with the parents that are looking at the girls we have is they can only stay overnight for a few nights, and then they have to come back to us for 4. So it's something like 10-4, so yeah, we have to do 4 days in every 2 weeks. But if they were licensed foster parents, then there wouldn't be that restriction. Going the other way, if we identify a child we'd like to consider adopting, then we don't have the restrictions of, oh, you can't, you know, the child can't stay with you for a prolonged period because... Okay, there we go. We are right now at the point where all of our main, or our big contractor jobs are done. So we've got a new kitchen, we've got the deck, we've got the front door. So pretty much the entire outside of the house at the front, the major work is done. We still need guttering. Back of the house we have a a patio and a back door installed, which is good because that now means we have a ground level exit on the upper floor, or on the main living floor, as opposed to the only exit was out on the deck. We did make sure every room has a legal exit, or two exits. You've got the interior door, and you can climb out of a window to ground level, or out onto the deck, in the case of one of the bedrooms. We've completely redone the kitchen. Finally got the last slide-out drawer for one of the pantries. They ordered the drawer and the hardware. And the hardware was all wrong. So we had to order the hardware again, and that took a few weeks to come through. And then he came over to install all the hardware, which worked. Then he went to put the drawer in and found out the drawer was too big, so he had to order a new drawer. But that's now all done and fixed. I don't think there's anything else we need to do to the kitchen. We need to go through all the stuff we took out of the kitchen and decide what we're keeping, what's going to be thrown away, and what's going to Goodwill. We'll probably do that when there aren't any kids here. And as I said, we need the guttering. Once the guttering's done, we can think about doing a better job on the driveway. At the moment, we're just looking at grading the driveway, because it's horrible. But we're going to have to put guttering in to control the flow of water down the driveway before we think about doing any gravel or whatever. Then we're going to need to do some landscaping at the back of the house. Because obviously putting in the patio, we had a lot of heavy equipment back there at one point. And that kind of wrecked the grass back there. But once that's all done, so everything else we need to do is a small job that we can save up for 2 or 3 months and schedule. The kitchen and the deck were over 10,000 each. And so you kind of, when we started the kitchen, it was a case of, well, we can either do the kitchen or we can do all of the other small jobs. Well, the problem with that is you can do all the other small jobs, but then you're going to wait 5 years before you've saved up enough money for a new kitchen. Whereas if you do it the other way around, we'll do the new kitchen, and while it might take 5 years to do all the small jobs, we'll do 1 or 2 each year, and so it won't seem like we're not working on the house. There will be something going on sometime during the year as we go. Somebody put a tree there. Probably run up here and fill up the harvester, I hope. Now we do want to plan to take a vacation to the UK sometime, not this year, maybe next year, possibly the year after. My parents and grandmother are getting on, and they don't travel well, so it's now fallen to us to be the people who travel. We do have a week's vacation booked for about 2 or 3 weeks from now. I think it's 3 weeks. So obviously there will be no streaming for that week. Well, we did make it, and it's now full. We've got loads of time before Mrs. Oseh gets up to us. Don't hit the harvester. It'll be costly. Vacation will be this year down towards Oseh country. I have no ideas what his plans are for that particular week, so who knows. We may have lunch again, but I have to check with him first. Oh, I think this is a little wider than the header in places. Oh, it's a lot wider than the header in places. Go backwards. There's another patch of unusable land next to us on the right. I think from my checks, the most usable land we have close to us is just north of the waterhole. directly south from where we are at the moment. So if we're going to buy more land, that will be it. However, our cows are starting to produce a fair amount of milk. We've got 1,000 litres on hand already. So we could start looking at topping up our equipment as far as cow care is concerned. And get them some TNR so that they are more productive. Milk truck, so that we can sell the milk. We'll probably do the milk truck first, so we actually have milk to sell, and then work on increasing productivity after that. So there we go, we are done. So the straw comes out, and we can turn off the thresher. Extend the pipe, empty what we can into the wagon. This is not going to take much. Okay. Do this. Yay. Okay, fold that. And do fold that. Go forwards. Forwards is good. Forwards is easier. See where I'm going. We'll park this up here. And since we're done harvesting for a bit, we can clean this up. Lovely. Okay. Jump in. There. So, all in all, not a bad day so far. We have harvester needs service, but not like that. We have weeded and finished fertilising our 2 newest field acquisitions, which are now arable fields. I think one of them might have been a grass field when we bought it. And we've finished harvesting our wheat. This thing away. great big barn for this thing. Okay, we are good. I have to put the header away sometime, but let's go find our tipper. From this vantage point, it looks like the straw's all done too. Good. Okay, let's find a selling place for this. 609 Jean Silo. And is that the one over there? That's the one over there. Okay, that's the one on the back road. So we have 2 full loads and a little bit left over. So 600 times 14,000. 14 times 6. So we're talking about $8,000 or 8,000 euros for this. I think I can go down here. Yeah, there's the roadway on the right. Get to the end of here and the road here. So 8,000 times 2, 16,000, 939, 45,000. So we won't quite be at 50,000. But we still have the bales of straw to sell. $8,500. Even better. Miss my turn, we end up at the cow barn. Looks like it's just through here though. And this way. So if I go straight there, at the end of that lane is a wooden post right where you want to turn. Huh? What are you doing? Oh yeah. I can put it away, yeah. If you want to go down to the cow barn and get the bale trailer, you can fetch all the bales off the fields.